Good evening and welcome to the season premiere of the Utopian Cafe, Season 2. I know that's confusing because we're entering Season 3 of the Utopian Baseball Universe, but this is the second season of the Cafe, which debuted mid-season last year, or last season, I should say, back in June. And again, welcome to the season premiere tonight. We're going to be coming your way every Monday through Friday night at 5:30 Central. The reason for the time change, it just makes sense, especially going into the season. We can do a preview going into that night's games. We can also recap day games that happened. I'll never be at work at this time. As you may or may not know, my second job is an overnight job now. I work usually 6 p.m. to 3 a.m. or 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. Most nights. So 7 a.m. doesn't work anymore. And our good friend Mitch Nellis does 7 a.m. for a little thunder Monday through Friday. So 5:30 Central is where you're going to see us every Monday through Friday going forward with all your Utopian Baseball Universe news, highlights, goings on. We'll have guests. It won't be too much different from the previous show. I still, as I said in the headline, I still dress like a 12-year-old, although I love this shirt, Mets Extremists. If you want one, go to the Mets Extremists group on Facebook, and they have links on where you can get one of these. I love it. Love you guys. Again, welcome to the show. It's the Utopian Cafe. Every Monday through Friday at 5:30 p.m. Central. So, with this being the season premiere, we've got a lot to get to, a lot of news, and we're going to start. We've got some headlines that you can see on the bottom. As you may or may not know, this is going to be the biggest roster expansion in the short history of the Utopian Baseball Universe. Last season, we did I think the rosters were 33 per team. I shaved that down to 30. And then each day, each team operated with basically a 25-man roster. We're going to blow that up this year, and we're going to go 40-man, just a nice even number. So what we're going to do this year is we're going to add basically 10 players to each team. We might take some players away, I don't know, but we're definitely adding 10 spots. So each roster is going to be a 40-man. And just like last year, each night, the manager for each team will operate with a 25-man roster for that night. And then based on performance, we'll see what moves are made throughout the season. We're probably going to have movement once a month for each team. So at the end of the month, we'll just say, okay, these are the additions to each team. These are who we're taking away. But we're going to be adding basically 8 hitting slots and 2 pitching slots. So each team in 2022 will have 24 hitters, 16 pitchers. We have some two-way players, Ohtani, Martin DeHigo. Babe Ruth got a start last year for the Yankees. So it's going to be big. We're essentially adding 300 players to the universe. And this year's theme for the biggest addition of the rosters is going to be 19th century and early 20th century players. So if you've been a member of the group for the last couple of years, Cy Young has not been a member of the Utopian Baseball Universe. He's coming to the universe in 2022. Which team? We'll find out in about 3 weeks when winter meetings start on Monday, December 6th. And as you can see in the headline down below, another big name coming to the universe this year, Sadahara O. He's actually the true home run king of professional baseball. I don't have the exact number. A purist might know that number. I think it's in the 860s or so. But Sadahara O will be playing first base for a team in the Utopian Baseball Universe in 2022. And Cy Young is coming to the universe as well. But we're going to add a bunch of early 19th century and late 18th century players, one for each team. We're going to add a whole bunch of current players. A lot of them are going to be relievers, but like the Wander Francos of the world will be added, of course. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to basically add everyone that I've missed in the last 2 years. Now, some of the people that haven't been added have been on purpose because I wanted to have kind of a free agent feel to the first 3 years. So going forward, so starting next season, 2023, so not this upcoming season, but season 4, the only players that will be added for the most part will be Major League Baseball rookies. So the kid from Detroit, I think his name is Spencer Torkelson, the shortstop. Once he makes an impact in Major League Baseball, he'll be added to the Tigers roster. So that's how it's going to work going forward. One of the other things I'm using as a tool in 2022 for the rosters is there's a fantastic book that David Rubin gifted me recently. It's called The Baseball 100 by Joe Posnanski, and he ranks the top 100 players of all time. So every single player on that list will be in the universe in 2022. So I'm not going to like spoil the list right now, but I will tell you that most of the players that I've read about a quarter of the book so far. The only one that wasn't was O, and we are going to add him in 2022. Where these players are going to end up, so if it's a current player, like the kid from Atlanta, Austin Riley, he's going to be a Brave. Obviously, Chipper Jones and Eddie Matthews are going to get most of the at-bats at third base, but one of the reasons we're adding to the rosters is that we can make room for a Riley and have him be a midseason replacement, maybe pinch hit some nights, get some spot starts in there. But we want to have a good mix of legends, favorites, and current stars, and we really don't want to leave any of today's current stars out. So you're going to see names like that. That's going to be hard for me to manage, but we'll make it work. Like I said, we're only going to have movement once a month, and then we'll probably just do like a show once a month, highlighting what some of those moves are going to be. So that's our big headline for our first show tonight is Sadahara always coming to the Utopian Baseball universe. He'll play first base for one of the teams needing a little bit of help at that position. The other news breaking today, all Utopian Baseball universe managers that have skippered their clubs the last few years will be safe heading into the 2022 season. So we're not going to see any firings after 2 years. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in mid-season firings either. So all 32 managers that are skippering their clubs will get the 2022 season to try to save their jobs and try to get their teams into the postseason. Now, of note, in the first 2 seasons of the Utopian Baseball universe, there are 12 franchises that have not made the playoffs. We've had 5 teams from each division make the playoffs. We've had 4 teams make the playoffs twice. The Red Sox, the Reds, the Angels, and the Braves have all made the postseason twice. And these 12 teams have not made the playoffs. So these are probably the franchises to look at heading into a year from now as to whether there's going to be some managerial shifts. Now, those 12 teams are the Montreal Expos, managed by Moises Salou, the Philadelphia Phillies, managed by Charlie Manuel, and the Baltimore Orioles, managed by Earl Weaver. Now, I've already been told Earl Weaver is safe regardless. He's a Hall of Famer. Earl Weaver is going to manage this Orioles club for a long, long time. In the North Division, we have the Twins, managed by Tom Kelly. 2 World Series championships. I got to think he's safe regardless. Craig Counsell for the Brewers and David Ross for the Cubs. I think Counsell and Ross have to make big improvements to save their jobs going forward, but they will get a chance in season 3, especially, with these expanded rosters. Let's see what we can do with that. In the West, we got the Colorado Rockies, managed by Clint Hurdle, the Oakland A's, Connie Mack, and Seattle Mariners, Lou Piniella. Mack managed the A's for 50 years. You got to think he's safe regardless. And then in the South, we got the Texas Rangers, managed by Ron Washington, the Florida Marlins, managed by Jack McKeon, and the St. Louis, managed by Tony La Russa. You have to think he's safe. World Series winner in both leagues. That's a stacked team. It looks like they could be ready to bust out at any time. So keep an eye on those 12 franchises as we head into season 3 and even into season 4. We could see some managerial changes a year from now. There are some great names out there. John McGraw is not in the universe. Joe McCarthy, Whitey Herzog. There's some great names. There's also some players in the universe that maybe would like a chance to manage in the universe after 3 years playing. Billy Martin plays second base for the Yankees. Harvey Keene backs up Alan Trammell in Detroit. Mike Scioscia's name is out there. So we'll keep an eye on that for the next 12 months. And then, of course, opening day is coming, Friday, March 25th. It's, I know the World Series just ended, but it's really not that far away. We're going to have a lot of content leading up to that in the next 3 or 4 months or so, leading up to opening day. Now, one of the things I want to talk about is opening day. We're going to have a big quadruple header on ESPN on all 4 of what I call the baseball holidays. Opening day, Memorial Day, which is May 30th this year, Independence Day, and Labor Day, September 5th. So we're going to talk about those quadruple headers, and then we're going to have a double header of Xbox on those 4 days as well. So here, let's take a look at the ESPN quadruple headers. On opening day, we're going to open with, basically opening the season with the Reds at the Marlins. Then we're going to have the Blue Jays at the Padres, 2 playoff teams from this year. Not only playoff teams, but they were both in the at the table. So they almost got to the championship this year. They're going to open the season on ESPN. White Sox at Braves, our 2-time champions. And then our late game on opening day is going to be the Nationals at the Giants. That's our ESPN lineup on opening day. On Memorial Day, we're going to see the Blue Jays again at Baltimore. The Houston Astros will be at St. Louis. That's our 3 o'clock game. In prime time, we got the Pittsburgh Pirates at the Minnesota Twins and the San Francisco Giants at the Seattle Mariners. That's our late game on Memorial Day on ESPN. Independence Day, we've got the Red Sox at Cardinals. We've got the Tigers at the Diamondbacks, Yankees and Rangers, and Brewers and Dodgers. That's our late game on July 4th. And then this year on Labor Day, it's going to be special because every team in the universe is going to play a doubleheader on Labor Day this year. So we're going to have 32 games on Labor Day. We're going to have 4 of them on ESPN. We're going to have game 1 of the doubleheader between the Pirates and Reds. The Mets and Expos will be featured. The Bulls and Astros, game 2 of their doubleheader, will be featured on ESPN. And then the Padres and Angels on ESPN. Now, I mentioned the Xbox doubleheaders on those holidays. Opening day, Xbox, Pirates and Royals. Right off the bat, you got the strikeout leader this year, Smokey Joe Williams, against the Rookie of the Year and stolen base leader, Cool Papa Bell. That's going to be the first Xbox game of this year, Pirates at Royals. And then we got Yankees-Dodgers on opening day. That's going to be just a hell of a game. Our Memorial Day doubleheader, this will be fun in my household. We get the Red Sox at Mets and the Tigers at Brewers. That's coming up on Memorial Day on Xbox. Our Independence Day doubleheader, we get the Phillies against the Royals and the Reds at A's. And then our Labor Day doubleheader on Xbox will be the Rays at Cardinals and the Mariners at Dodgers. We also have a lot of special Xbox streams this year. Commemorating Jackie Robinson Day on April 15th, we're going to have the Reds at Dodgers. Our Patriots Day game this year will be the Rays at Red Sox. That'll be 10 a.m. on Monday, April 19th on Xbox. Our annual Civil Rights game will be the Pirates at White Sox. That'll be April 28th on Xbox. We're going to celebrate Lou Gehrig Day this year on June 2nd, Phillies at Yankees. This year's Let's Play 2 doubleheader, we're going to actually have both games on Xbox. We usually just do game 1. This year we're going to have both games. That's going to be June 10th. And that's going to be the Twins at Cubs this year from Wrigley Field. We're going to commemorate 2 World Series in 2022, the last 2 basically. On July 15th, we're going to have the Rays at Dodgers commemorating the 2020 Dodgers World Series champions. And then Braves fans, get ready. August 9th, Astros at Braves. We're going to commemorate this past World Series, 2021, Astros and Braves on August 9th. This year's Field of Dream games in the game in the Utopian baseball universe will be the Cubs at Cardinals. We're going to do that on August 22nd. And then our Roberto Clemente Day game this year will be the Tigers at Padres. That'll be on September 18th. In September, we're going to also have a good number of special broadcasts to highlight teams that are in the pennant race. So on Monday, September 12th, we're going to have a doubleheader on Xbox. Monday, September 19th, a doubleheader on Xbox. We're going to have Tuesday, the 6th of September, and Wednesday, the 7th of September, special Xbox presentations. We're going to also do the same on the 13th and 14th, the 20th and 21st, and then we're going to end the season with a Friday doubleheader on the 23rd of September. Those teams will be determined as we get closer to the end of the season. So a lot of great stuff. Just want to let you know what Xbox and national coverage is going to look like for 2021 or 2022, I should say. We will have Xbox on Mondays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. So Monday afternoon, this will be a 3 o'clock start every Monday. We're going to have an Xbox stream, and we're going to kick it off this year with the Orioles at Giants on March 28th. And that's going to go all the way through the end of the season. We're going to have Xbox games all the way through the end of the season on Mondays at 3 o'clock. Some of the games, and we're going to release the whole schedule in about 3 weeks, but some games that I'm looking forward to on Monday afternoons. We got the Tigers and Cubs on April 25th, Mets at White Sox on May 23rd, Mariners at Reds, Griffey versus Griffey on June 27th, and on July 18th, Red Sox at Brewers. These games will highlight the Monday afternoon Xbox, 3 o'clock every Monday, starting March 28th. Monday Night Baseball is coming back. We're going to kick off on March 28th with the Reds at Rays. And the season's going to conclude with a double header on August 29th. So for the first time ever, Howard Cosell is going to call a game on Monday Night Baseball in the Utopian baseball universe. So it's going to be actually Howard Cosell and Bob Uecker calling the early game, and then Al Michaels and Tim McCarver calling the late game. I don't have the teams for that yet, but some of the highlights of Monday Night Baseball this year, we've got Reds at Rays kicking it off. We've got the Mariners at Brewers on April 18th, Mets and Yankees May 9th, Red Sox and Reds May 23rd, Nationals at Mets on June 20th, and we're going to kick off the second half of the season on Monday Night Baseball with Braves at Nationals. So Monday Night Baseball returns, and that big doubleheader on the season finale on August 29th. No Xbox on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. That's going to be exclusive to ESPN. On ESPN Tuesday nights, we're going to have John Chiambi and Eduardo Perez call the action, kicking off the season with the Blue Jays at Mariners on March 29th. Some other notable games for this season: the Nationals at Expos on May 3rd. We've got the A's at Cardinals May 24th, Dodgers and Giants June 21st, and the Astros at A's July 12th. The full schedule for all these will come out in the next 3 weeks or so. Wednesday Night Baseball on ESPN. This will be with Chris Berman and Dave Soup Campbell making their Utopian debuts. They're going to kick off their season on Wednesday the 30th with Pirates Cardinals. Other notable games, we'll see the Phillies and Expos April 27th, Rays and Giants May 18th, Padres at Mariners on June 8th, and the Brewers at Orioles on July 13th. Thursdays, we're actually going to have a Xbox doubleheader. We're going to do 3 o'clock and 6 o'clock every Thursday during the Utopian Baseball Universe Season 3. We're going to kick off the afternoon slate with Brewers and Rangers on March 31st. And our late game that day is going to be the Mets at Dodgers. So Xbox will have a doubleheader every Thursday starting March 31st through the end of the season. You're going to see every team featured on the Thursday slate this year for the Xbox doubleheader. Friday nights on ESPN with Matt Vasgersian and Jessica Mendoza. We're going to kick off that slate on April 1st with the Cardinals at Guardians. That's going to be April 1st. Blue Jays at Yankees, April 8th. We're going to have the Rockies at Dodgers June 3rd. And the Brewers at Angels on July 8th. Those are just some of the highlights for Friday Night Baseball on ESPN. And then I'm really excited about this. Late night with the Utopian Baseball Universe. Geeker Cruisin and I are going to work to present this to you on Friday nights, about 11:30 Central. Late night, it's going to be a different feel than most of the other Xbox games. Geeker and I are going to play each other most likely, and you'll see both of us on camera commenting on this. I'm really excited about this. We haven't worked out all the details yet, but late night with the Utopian Baseball Universe is coming April 1st. We're going to debut that with the Giants at Red Sox. We've got the Brewers and A's in April. We've got the Phillies and Mets, Giants and Cubs on July 1st, Reds, Brewers. So it's going to be a different type of broadcast, but I'm very much looking forward to working with Geeker Cruisin late night with the Utopian Baseball Universe coming April 1st. I'm really excited about talking about Saturdays. There's not going to be Xbox on Saturdays, but NBC this year is going to have a doubleheader every Saturday. Bob Costas and Tony Kubek are going to call the early game, and Vince Scully and Joe Garagiola are going to do the 3 o'clock games. We're going to kick it off with a doubleheader on March 26th. That's the second day of the season with Cubs, Bulls, and Mets, Angels. So that's the doubleheader to start the season. Again, Costas and Kubek will do the early game. Scully and Garagiola do the late game. Doubleheaders on NBC all season. Can't wait for that. And then coming back for season 3, TBS's Saturday night main event with Brian Anderson and Ron Darling. We're going to kick off that season with Phillies Diamondbacks on March 26th. I cannot wait for that. We've seen some really big games on TBS the last 2 years, including Dave Dravecki's perfect game in 2020. Sundays in the Utopian Baseball Universe, we're going to have an Xbox game Sunday mornings, Sunday morning baseball with myself. We're going to debut that on March 27th. Red Sox at Rockies. Other notable games this year, we got the Angels at Cubs, Bulls at Padres, Mets at Phillies, Reds at Giants, all coming your way 9 a.m. Central every Sunday during the Utopian Baseball Universe season. And then finally, Sunday Night Baseball with John Miller and Joe Morgan. Going to debut on March 27th with Tigers and Cardinals. We've also got Giants, Pirates, Dodgers at Bulls, and the Cubs at Red Sox on July 17th. So again, the entire schedule is going to come out in about 3 weeks. It's done. I'm just tweaking it right now. Very excited to bring that to you. Working on 2022 custom baseball cards. I've made about 150. We're going to start releasing those probably in March. If you want a card of your own or your kids or anyone that you love, just send me the picture. I'll include you in the set this year. It's a 1,200 card set. Not every player will be featured on cards this year because I want to include more members of the universe. So I'm excited to work on those. Just really excited about everything coming up here. And then the last thing I want to talk about, the talk show that's debuting 3 weeks from tomorrow, Having a Catch with Joey Buckholz, debuts Tuesday, December 7th with Dan Byrne. Really excited about this. Dan's one of my favorite musicians. He's also a crazy big baseball fan. So we're going to talk to Dan. He's going to sing a little bit. Very excited for that. That's going to be 13 weeks of Having to Catch with Joey Buckholz debuting on December 7th. We've got some really big names lined up. Batting stance guy, Andrew Pfeffer, Jack McDowell is going to be a guest on the show, and one of my favorite authors, Peter Gallenbach. All season one guests. Very much looking forward to talking to these just baseball icons, in my opinion. And yes, Andrew, you are a baseball icon because without you doing Bowling with the Pfeff on YouTube, I wouldn't be doing this show and I wouldn't be doing Having a Catch. So you've been an inspiration. If you haven't checked that out yet, Andrew does a show on YouTube called Bowling with the Pfeff. He's got, I don't know, 200 subscribers, thousands of views. It's probably the best bowling show out there right now. He just had PBA Hall of Famer Parker Bowne III. Just a fantastic show. So check that out on YouTube. Bowling with the Pfeff with Andrew C. Pfeffer. So that's all I have for you guys tonight. We're probably, admittedly, season one of Utopian Cafe, it could have been better. I didn't really, there were a lot of days I just kind of winged it. I didn't really prepare for it a lot. I'm going to do probably a half-hour prep every night for this and make this fun. But again, top story, Sadahara O is coming to the universe. In the next 3 weeks, we'll announce some more big names that are coming. And then starting December 6th, you'll find out where these players will play up until we'll have probably full roster reveals in February when we start doing our team preview shows. So if you did a team preview show last year, I'd love to have you back. There's not a single guest that I had last year that I would consider having back that are still within the group. So Erica Reynoso, I'll be calling you, David Rubin, Andrew Pfeffer, Nick Korth. I'd love to have all you guys back, even have multiple guests. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I think we did that for the Tiger show. I think we had 3 guests for that show. So really excited to bring season 3 to you. It's going to be way bigger and way better than season 2. I'm going to end the show on this note. We may have had 1 or 2 people leave the group because the Braves beat the Reds for a second straight year in the championship. And I think they may have thought that was just like scripted or whatever. It wasn't. I promise it wasn't. But I will make this promise. In season 3, the Braves and Reds cannot face each other in the championship. And the reason is that the South and the North face each other at the table in season 3 because we have rotating playoffs. So the Reds and Braves, I guarantee you, will not play each other for the championship in season 3. Again, over the next couple days, maybe I'll refresh as to how this all works, how the simulations work. But that's a guarantee I can make to you. It will not be a Reds-Braves championship series next year. They could play each other in the postseason. It's all going to depend on how everything rolls out. So thanks for joining me tonight. We have one comment here. Facebook user who happens to be my favorite member of the group. Facebook user pops up on every show. I love you, Facebook user. Thanks for thinking that this is awesome. I will see you guys tomorrow at 5:30 every Monday through Friday, 5:30 Central. If you can't watch it live, stream it later on YouTube. If you're not a subscriber to YouTube, please, that actually will help me out. If once I get to 1,000 subscribers, I can maybe make a little bit of money at this and buy some extra pens, because this is the only pen I have right now in my room. If this were to go out, I'd be lost. So join the YouTube channel if you love this content. If you think I'm just a halfway decent guy, bring people into the group. Quality, baseball fans. If you're watching this and love what we're doing, bring in your spouse, bring in your kids, your brother, your sister, your parents, your neighbor, your coworkers. Bring them into the group. We did this in 2020 for 60 people. We're nearing 1,200 as I speak to you right now. Bring them in. Season 3 is going to be epic. I can't wait to bring it to you. We'll see you tomorrow, 5:30 Central for the Utopian Cafe. This is Joey Buckhold saying, have a good night and see you tomorrow.